Okay, so this is an introduction to blues fingerpicking. I'm going to play a 12-bar blues in the key of E, and then I'm going to divide it into chunks. I'll do just the bass part, and then I'll add a melody note and another melody note, and you can see how we get into this right-hand sort of pattern that we use for blues fingerpicking. So this is an alternating bass, the key of E. The song's called Train Stop Blues. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on in there, but if we unpack it a little bit at a time, we start to see how the stuff evolves. First off, we're playing just first position chords, E, A, or A7, and I have abbreviated version of B7. The full B7 has the pinky on the first string, second fret, F sharp, but I'm going to leave that off. You'll see why in a second. So if I was just to play the bass pattern, all the bass notes will be played with my thumb, and I'm just going to play for the E chord the 6th and 4th string. Each bass note falls on the downbeat, and I'm just hopping over between the 6th and 4th string. When I go to my A chord, I'm just going to play the 5th and 4th string. Again, all these notes are just occurring on the downbeat. If you're tapping your foot, which is you should do, is you just play each bass note as your foot taps down, and that's the downbeat. So that's the E and the A chord. Now for the B7 chord, a slightly more complicated bass pattern. I'm going to play 5th string, 4th string, and then my finger's going to hop over to the 6th string and play the 4th string. 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. I call this the Johnny Cash bass if you have to speed it up. Starts to sound like Johnny Cash song. So to start off with, let's just play our 12-bar blues with just the bass. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we've got the bass skeleton, as it were, for our finger-picking blues. Now I'm going to start adding melody notes or treble notes, one string at a time. I'm using a 3-finger method where I use my index finger on the 3rd string, my middle finger on the 2nd string, and my ring finger on the 1st string. Feel free to use 2 fingers or even 1 finger if that works for you, but I'm using 3. So now I'll start out with just one melody note at the beginning of each measure, playing it with the first bass note. So when I play a bass note with a melody note at the same time, it's called a pinch. So here's the same 12-bar blues in E, one melody note added. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I added one melody note, beginning of each measure, just played one melody note with the bass note. Now I'm going to add another melody note, but this time the melody note will be in between the bass notes. So rather than it being played with the bass note as in the pinch, it'll be played in between bass notes. So let me play this. Same pattern every measure. We start off with the pinched note, and then we'll have the melody note in between the bass notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? I want to play one more time Train Stop Blues, the song we heard at the beginning, just to give you a feel of how this all adds up.